So you're looking to sell your home and there's so much contrasting information about there. What's true? What's a myth? I can help you with that. Today, we're gonna talk about 10 of the biggest myths in real estate. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because I make a new video every single week. You're gonna wanna get notified. Also, my contact information is right down there. So if you're coming here, if you're selling your home, or if you just have questions, do not hesitate to reach out, give me a call, send me a text. I love talking to people. Today, friends, we are talking about some of the biggest myths that you hear all the time when you're thinking about selling your home. Now, these are just ones that I've collected basically just from talking to clients, especially first-time home seller clients. So I figured we'd go down through. I have a list of 10 of them. I'm gonna start with number 10. I'm gonna work my way down and we'll get down to number 1, which is the biggest myth. So let's just jump right into it. Myth number 10. Now, this myth is that energy efficient appliances along with energy efficient HVAC systems and furnaces don't really matter. And that is a big myth. I have actually found in the hundreds of transactions that I've done that since we're going kind of into an era where energy costs are rising, utility costs are rising, and people are more just aware of the environment in general, having energy efficient appliances and having an energy efficient HVAC system and AC system actually makes a big deal. And I find quite a few home buyers that I work with, that's actually one of the first things that they ask is, does this house have energy efficient appliances and utilities? And then they ask me how much they're paying a month on average in the summer and the winter. So if you're looking to remodel your kitchen or redo your furnace or your HVAC system, spend the extra money and make those energy efficient because I guarantee they will absolutely pay for themselves when you go to sell your house. Moving on to number 9. So this myth is that you don't really need to prepare your house for your sale. Busted. Actually, I have found that little things like just decluttering, cleaning is a really big one. Cleaning and decluttering. Also, doing little fixes, and I don't mean big repairs, I mean little things like switching out your light switches or spending a small amount of money adding flowers to your front yard. Little things like that, basically where the buyer walks through your property, it smells good, it's clean, it's not full of clutter because that turns people off. Little things like that, they can see themselves in your home and you would be absolutely surprised. It's the difference between getting offers the first day or the first week versus your home sitting on the market for months. And it's just the little things that make a difference. So if you're gonna sell your home in the near future, preparing it for sale. And now if you have a good real estate agent, that's one of the first things that I do when I go through a listing and I tell my clients, hey, you need to clean, declutter, take off if there's extra stuff all over the place. I will go through their house with a fine-tooth comb. And usually it's not things that are hard to do, just put a little bit of time and effort into it. But that's the difference between, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on the sale of your home. So make sure you have a good agent who can walk you through that process, but you will want to prepare your home for sale. Moving on to number 7, the myth is the longer a home is on the market, the more negotiation you have in the deal. Now, while this myth can be true, usually if a home sits on the market a long time, you'll find that there's a particular reason. Either it shows poorly, meaning that there's a lot of small cosmetic fixes that need to be done, the house is dirty, the house is very cluttered, or the house does not smell good. Those are reasons why a house can sit on the market for a long time. The other reason, and this is what kind of busts that myth, is that the seller may not need to sell the property and is just waiting for the right offer. This happens a lot with very unique homes that have, for example, I've seen here in Warrensburg, homes that had a garden feature in the middle of the house. Very unique. It really took the right buyer. The house was worth a good amount of money. It was a large house, but it just had a very unique layout, and it had certain things that just required the right buyer. So sometimes you'll see these houses that sit on the market for quite a while, and while you may get some negotiation power out of that, for the most part, in specific cases, and this is usually more expensive houses, the seller is just waiting for the right deal. So make sure if you're that seller, you kind of know your timeline on how fast you need or want your house to sell, because that also really plays into what price you want to list it at. And again, have a good agent. They'll be able to lead you in the right direction. Moving on to number 6. This one I see and I hear still sometimes. The myth is you'll make more money selling the home by yourself. Ooh, I'm gonna bust that one right now. So, while that could seem to be the case, the most of the time when I see for sale by owners on the market, they're incredibly either overlisted, meaning that they are just 50, 60, 70 to $100,000 too high, and they just sit on the market forever and the seller gets very frustrated. Or, and this is worse in my opinion, they're way underlisted. So you have a seller who's missing out on so much income that they could have made on the sale of that property if they would have just had a listing agent come in and help them list it. You're also missing out. A listing agent does more than just take pretty pictures of your house and put it on the market. They do a lot. So they negotiate the sale, and that's a big thing. Negotiation plays a big role in how much money you're gonna get. They do all the paperwork, including anytime you get into a sticky situation with, and here's the big one, appraisals. For example, if you are selling a house by yourself and you're selling it to a military buyer, that home has to appraise at the value that you're selling it at. If it does not, you as the seller have to drop the price, or the buyer needs to bring money to the table, which, especially in our market, which is a military market, that's not possible. If you have a listing agent, the appraiser gives you something called Tidewater. And what that is that agent has 24 hours to bring the appraiser competitive sales to prove, hey, this house should sell for what for what it's under contract for. And this is only something that will be given to a listing agent. If you're selling the house yourself, you do not have this option. Now, in my professional capacity, I've run up against this 3 times. And I gotta tell you, it took lots of time and lots of research to get these comps to the appraisal to prove that my house under contract was worth that amount. And every single time I got that house approved. So just right there, I saved, in each instance, I saved my sellers over $10,000, which was more than my commission. So when you're selling your home, really look into having a listing agent, because I guarantee that having someone who's a professional, who has fiduciary responsibility to you and only you, and whose job is to sell your house and get you the best price and make sure it goes completely smoothly, is absolutely worth it. Moving on to number 5, this kind of feeds right into the last one. The myth is, you don't need a real estate agent in the digital age. I can just pop this online myself. Now, I'm gonna bust that, because again, while you may be able to just pop something online yourself, you do not have the background knowledge on house negotiations, house markets, zoning restrictions, finding out exactly what square footage from the assessor. So all of these things that an agent will do for you when you list your house, it's very difficult for someone who's not in our profession to do that for themselves. On top of that, we have valuable experience and knowledge of what the market is doing currently. So we can tell you, hey, if you're ready to sell your house, let's wait till this time period, you will make more money. Or hey, there's a lack of houses on the market right now in your price range with your square footage, we should put it on the market now. So there's a lot that goes into listing your house for sale. It's a lot more than just boop, 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 and putting it up. But if you have a good agent, they will also market your property in so many different places that you may not have access to. So keep that in mind. Moving on to number 4. I really like that I'm busting this myth, because this drives me a little bit bonkers. So the myth is open houses sell houses. Oh, busted. Honestly, open houses are a way for real estate agents to get new leads of people that are looking for houses. It's a great way for an agent to show a house and then get like 4 new clients. So when it comes to actually selling your home, 89% of the time, your house is gonna be sold not because of an open house, but because of one-on-one showings from either the listing agent, him or herself, or others buyer agents that come in to your property and bring their clients. That's why a buyer's agent is so important, because as the listing agent, we can list the house, but there's a giant resource out there of hundreds and thousands of other agents who consistently have buying clients, and they're gonna show your property, and that is where you're probably going to get the sale. So while open houses look good and it's fun and it's a good way to walk through a house and eat cookies, maybe champagne, they really don't sell houses. Agents sell houses. On to number 3, guys. Myth number 3 is spring is the only time you should list a house for sale. Busted. Now, I give a caveat on this. Spring and summer traditionally are the best time to sell a house. It looks beautiful out, flowers are blooming, especially in the spring, it's not too hot, and people just don't want to move in the wintertime. So you get a lot less of people looking for houses. Though it really depends upon the location, the economic condition, and what your seasons are like in whatever state you are buying and selling in. For example, in Florida, where they don't really have snowy winters at all, you're not gonna necessarily see a drop in the housing market in the wintertime. But possibly up in Wyoming, where the winters are insane, you probably have a much smaller window. Though, I will say that if you have a house and you want to sell it in the wintertime, there are a lot fewer houses on the market, so that can work in your favor. It just depends on what type of house you have and how fast you want to sell it. Number 2, we're getting close, guys. Oh my gosh. So the myth number 2 is that giant renovations will make you more money on the sale of your house. Oh, I have actually had some clients that did this, and while that can be the case sometimes, the things that sell a home is the kitchen, the master bedroom, and the master bathroom. So if those 3 areas need a lot of work, then yes, you can probably get your money's worth and your value out of renovating those areas. I would heed extreme caution though. Get a real estate agent to come in and tell you, or a contractor, and say, hey, if you did this, this is how much money you would get out of your sale. Because sometimes you'll end up spending more money than you'll get, and then it's not worth it. So being very fine-tuned about what you want to fix, how you want to update it, and how much money you want to spend can realistically put you in an area where you can spend money, but you know you're going to make money. But again, bathrooms, especially the master bathroom, the closet is, I'm a female. I like me a big closet. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not even a stereotype. I like a big master bedroom closet. I like a big master bedroom bathroom because my husband steals all the counter space. And that's just the truth of it. He's gonna watch this and be like, oh my God. But when I walk clients through properties, that's always the first thing that they ask about. Bathrooms, master bathroom, master bedroom, kitchen. Other areas, you may want to reconsider and think about if spending the money is worth it. On to number 1. I feel like I need a drum roll. Like, okay, myth number 1 is that pricing your house higher gives you more room for negotiations. Ooh. Again, this is one where it is true slightly, but overpricing a house, you're gonna end up with that house just sitting on the market. You'll know within a week. You won't get any showings, or you'll just get one showing. You'll get feedback that says, oh my gosh, this house is listed way too high. It can actually negatively impact your overall sale, because if your house sits on the market for a couple months, you're gonna get people coming in and just offering lower and lower and lower offers. The best thing to do is to get with a real estate agent in your area that knows your market and can tell you, this is a good price for your house. This is a good price per square footage. Have them do a free comparative market analysis. That's what I do for all of my clients, where I show them 4 to 5 other properties in their area, what those properties sold for, price per square footage. And that really backs up and justifies why they should sell their house at a certain price. Because overall, you want your house to sell and you want to get the most money out of it. And sometimes overpricing your house will have the negative effects and you'll end up losing money. In summation, folks, I hope you have enjoyed all these different myths. Basically, there's a lot of overarching ones, but really the idea is that if you want to sell your house, and if you want to sell your house for the most money, find yourself a good agent, because they're gonna steer you in the right direction. They're gonna walk through your property. They're gonna give you comparative analysis if they're a good agent. And they're gonna give you basically a list of, do these things, you'll make more money. This is the best time to sell. This is what you should sell your house at. And if you like their instruction, if you follow their instruction, you're gonna have a really good experience selling your house. So that is my best advice from someone who's been working with clients, first-time sellers and buyers for a long time, is find a good agent and trust them to help you make that decision, and they will do their job and help you out. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope this has been informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below, because I make a new video every single week. You're gonna want to get notified, and my contact information is right down there. So if you're coming here, if you're buying and selling a home, or if you just have questions about Missouri or Warrensburg, do not hesitate to reach out. I love emails and texts and calls because I love talking to people. Okay,